pace car. Be leading the field all day long. Let's get a little pep talk before we go green.
Yes, sir.
Let's go have some fun.
Even though it's only...
We know that those other two are going to be fast, but you're right there with them. Just go execute. Use your leverage. Clean day. Maximize the day.
For sure. Thank you, everybody. For a good car. Let's go get one.
Carson Quapple, one of those drivers, seeing this track for the first time this weekend, a Rookie of the Year driver for Junior Motorsports.
But he's been so impressive on the road courses. Doesn't have a big road course background, but has taken to it so well. That's why that team and Andrew Overstreet have the confidence to tell him something like that. Hey, we think you can be right there behind the 9 and the 88 and pick up the pieces if they get a little bit of contact going.
Race analysis today, opening stage 20 laps, stage 225. 34 laps to end at 79 laps total. You look at that fuel window, you know, it's big because if you flip stage 2, it's like, can we make it or can we not? Most would say we need help with cautions. Strategy is always such a huge part of the game when you race on the road.
It really is, and you have to figure out if you're strong enough to compete for the win, which is going to be tough today with that 9 and 88, but if you're going to compete for the win, it's awful hard to take those stage points.
That's what I was going to say. Strategy's not just about having track position at the end. It's being able to manipulate those stages so you get the stage points and take advantage of what's in front of you. The guys that finished 1-2 last week, starting 1-2 today. So all Junior Motorsports front row. Shane Van Gisbergen in control. To his left, Connor Zilich. Here we go. Racing on the road in Sonoma, California.
Really good start by Shane there. Not surprised one bit, but he's in the inside of turn 2 here. He'll want to clear that 88 to have clear track into turn 3.
You see that the top of the hill over there in turn 2 gets really blind. A lot of guys will get off track, but it looks pretty smooth on the exit of turn 2. Got a little bit of carnage on the apex.
Daniel Dye and Austin Green went off over there, so they've lost a lot, even more time than where they started.
Already behind the 8-ball, Austin Green had a career best here last year, finished inside the top 5, running part-time for Jordan Anderson Racing. Sam Mayer settles into 3rd, Jesse Love the 2 in 4th, top 6 nose to tail.
This is where it gets so tight, Chris, on these opening laps or after a restart. You funnel down into 7, that's when you see tons of contact usually.
Yeah, and you really are fighting for every position you can through those S's because you have to get single file and you lose so much track time not being single file through those S's.
He talks about this being a passing zone. Look who's right there. The 88 Connor Zilich doesn't want to sit behind Shane. He gives a little peek. Isn't close enough.
Jesse Love inside of Mayer for 3rd.
He kept Shane looking in his mirror, that's for sure.
I like that bit of mental tactics early on.
What you don't want is you don't want Shane to get a comfortable lead. He is so good at taking care of his tires and being good on the long run. If I'm Connor, I'm going to try and keep the pressure on hard.
Anything you can do to distract his mind. And now we go back and take a look at what happened coming up the hill, turn 2 on that first lap.
Oh, he just got out of the groove. It's so slick if you get track right on entry to turn 2 there.
He learned a good lesson. When it starts to get gray on the racetrack, you don't want to be there.
On board with another rookie, Dean Thompson.
Dean got lucky.
Yeah. That's just, and that checkup there in turn 2 will happen almost every restart here today. It just gets so compacted. The car, you know, cars 2x2x2, some make it 3 wide. As Nick Sanchez looks down here on the inside of Christian Eckes, down to 7, and gets the inside of Harrison Burton at the same time.
He raced Harrison really friendly on the exit of turn 7 there. There's a big hump on the apex curb. Leaving turn 7, he left Harrison plenty of room, and Harrison was able to get by.
Let's compare and contrast. Remember that lap 2 and how they raced in turn 7. Fast forward 50, 60 laps, and it's not going to be as friendly.
Here we go.
Here's Zilich inside of Shane Van Gisbergen. The youngster trying to wrestle the top spot away. Drag race to turn 1.
I think you get the inside there at 11, but now it puts you in an awkward position here into 1, up the hill, but then it comes your way as you're in the inside for turn 2. This is why this place is so interesting. He makes the pass.
Oh, crossover. Did you see that? Van Gisbergen almost sideways, lost some momentum, put Sam Mayer in the game for 2nd.
That was an impressive pass on the 88 going outside in turn 1. We saw at the start of the race a couple guys get wide in turn 1, just not a lot of grip on track right, but Connor was able to make it work.
Shane's fighting hard here to try and hold off Sam Mayer. He should have the preferred groove here into 7 and is able to clear him now. But that's what happens here at Sonoma, Adam. You get put in the wrong position as you go through these switchback S's, and suddenly
you got to make your passes.
Exactly, you lose a ton of time. You've got to be decisive your passes, and you mentioned that outside around into turn 1 from Connor Zilch. That was incredible.
Jesse Love running 4th right now, Dylan.
And Danny Stockman, the crew chief on the radio pre-race, reiterated what Parker and Christopher have talked about in the passing zones that are turn 7 and turn 11. But his biggest message was set yourself up in the corners leading up to those to be good there all day long. So we saw him challenging Sam Mayer down here into turn 11 the last time through. Didn't make the pass, but that's his message. 7 and 11 are important, so focus on 6 and 10 all day long today.
Got to be thinking ahead
Good
on
advice.
the road course. And look at this. I mean, Connor Zilch rode right there with Shane Van Gisbergen, and he gets the lead and now starting to stretch it just a little bit. And Mayer right there with that 9. Mayer, green and white 41, the 9, obviously Shane Van Gisbergen.